Once upon a time in a small village, there lived an old lady. She was very old, with silver hair and gentle wrinkles that softened her face. But her eyes were bright and full of kindness. Everyone in the village loved her because she was always happy, even when life became difficult. She lived alone in a little house near a huge banyan tree. She had no children, and her husband had passed away many years ago. Yet she never complained. Every morning she sat under the banyan tree, talked to the villagers, and smiled her warm, peaceful smile. Life in the village was not easy. Some people were farmers, some carpenters, and others sold things in the small market. There were days when the rain didn't come and the crops dried. Sometimes people fell sick and couldn't work. Hardships came often, and many villagers lived with worry in their hearts. Radha has trouble one day. A young woman named Radha came to the old lady. She was crying. Fear and worry covered her face. "I don't know what to do," Radha said. "My husband has gone to the city to find work, but he has not sent any money. My children are hungry. I am scared." The old lady looked at her gently. "Sit down, my child," she said softly. "Tell me, what do you think will happen?" Radha wiped her tears. "I feel like something bad will happen. What if my husband doesn't find work? What if he forgets about us?" The old lady shook her head kindly. "When we fill our mind with bad thoughts," she said, "we feel even worse. But if we allow good thoughts, we feel lighter. And sometimes life becomes better." Radha asked, "How can I think good thoughts when everything feels so bad?" The old lady smiled again. "Let me tell you a story." The old woman's story, the old lady began. Once there was a poor man who had nothing. No food, no money, no family. He sat by the river and cried. An old woman came to him and asked, "Why are you crying?" The man said, "I have nothing. How can I be happy?" The old woman smiled gently and said, "Look around you. You have the river, the trees, the sun. There is beauty everywhere. If you only think about what you don't have, you will always be sad. But if you notice what you do have, your heart will find peace." The man listened. Slowly, he stopped crying. He began to see the sunlight on the water, the songs of the birds, the freshness of the breeze. From that day on, his life began to change, not because of magic, but because he changed his thinking. The old lady looked at Radha. "You see, my dear, when we think positively, our heart becomes stronger. We can handle our problems better." Radha thought quietly. "Will positive thinking really change my life?" "Yes," the old lady said. "If every morning you say, 'Today will be a good day,' you will find strength. You will care for your children, and you will wait for your husband with hope. But if you only think about what might go wrong, you will feel weak and sad." Radha nodded slowly. "I understand. I will try to think good thoughts. That is the first step, my child." A change in Radha's life. Radha left the old lady's house feeling lighter. Every day she repeated the same words, "Today will be a good day." She worked hard, cared for her children, and waited with hope. A few weeks later, Radha received a letter from her husband. He had found a job in the city and was sending money home. Overjoyed, she ran to the old lady's house. "He found work." Radha cried happily. The old lady smiled. "You see, my dear, when we think positively, we invite good things into our life. Problems will always come, but with a hopeful heart, we can overcome them." Soon, other villagers heard about the old lady's wisdom. One by one, they came to her, sharing their troubles. And she always gave the same simple yet powerful advice: think good thoughts, and good will come. The villagers loved her even more because her words brought peace and hope into their lives. She had taught them something precious, the power of positive thinking.